Fanta, an old school drink we all love. And it's interesting to know it's the third most popular drink in the world, after Coca-Cola and Pepsi. In a lot of countries, Fanta is also the most famous drink. One of those is India. But what is the point of me saying all this? Do you want to go drink some soda? No, soda is very bad for you. But Fanta has a very interesting story that you should know about. The year is 1933 and the Nazis have taken over Germany, and everything he's pushing is to make the German industry better and better. Some in very brutal ways and some in very industrial ways. It is around this era that Coca-Cola has become a worldwide brand and it's being sold in Germany. The man in charge of Coca-Cola in Germany is named Max Keith, and they had two factories in Germany that Max Keith was running, one in Frankfurt and the other one in Cologne. From early on, Coca-Cola was a marketing genius and it had a lot of perfect advertisements. Like, you know, the Santa Claus we all know, it wasn't actually designed a very long time ago. Some think it's designed back in the day when Jesus was around, but it's actually the design of Coca-Cola. Max Keith, that was in charge of Coca-Cola in Germany, was also a marketing genius himself. He made this soda the most consumed drink in Germany, and it had been centuries that the most popular drink in Germany had been beer, so that's actually very impressive. It's the 1930s, and something that's becoming very useful and popular is refrigerators, and everybody's trying to buy one to put in their house. After refrigerators become a normal thing, sodas become even more popular. Not only in Germany, but actually the entire world. It became very popular to put sodas in refrigerators to make them cold, then enjoy them. And that alone made it much more popular. So it made a chain reaction of making refrigerators more famous, and also sodas. Max Keith also knew the German people. He knew if he says Coca-Cola is an American company, nobody's gonna buy the drink anymore. So he advertised it in a way where it looks like it's a German company. Of course, the owner of Coca-Cola in the United States was aware of this, but since Germany had a huge market for his drinks, he didn't mind this. He knew it's gonna keep the market in Europe alive. We get to the 1936 Olympics. The most famous Olympics in history. The number one sponsor for this event is what? Coca-Cola. But it was advertised as a German kind of Coca-Cola. Because of these advertisements, it made Coca-Cola much bigger, and it had the best year it has ever had. When we get to the year 1939, with the help of Max Keith, Coca-Cola in Germany is ginormous, and they have 43 different factories in Germany running. But after 9 months, when we get to September 1939, the Nazis enter Poland and invaded, basically starting World War II. When Germany enters Poland, Coca-Cola cannot send the formula to Germany anymore. They basically create a type of sanction. So that means you can't make Coca-Cola in Germany anymore. Max Keith was really stuck in a pickle. He has over 43 factories that's dedicated to making Coca-Cola, but he doesn't have the main formula to make it. That is why he immediately went and spoke with different chemists. He told them, you guys create a lot of biohazard weapons that kills a lot of people, so you can probably make a soda. He first tells them to basically copy the formula of Coca-Cola. The chemists try everything they can, but they can't figure out what it's made of, and none of them tasted any good. After this, they started experimenting with different fruits to see what type of flavor they can figure out. So they forget about the Coke formula. They just want to create a new formula so they can create a brand new soda. They eventually figure out a new soda that tastes good, and it has the chance of competing with the taste of Coca-Cola. Of course, we don't know the formula just like Coca-Cola. After the drink was finished, Max Keith tells the chemist to use your fantasy to figure out a name for this soda, and he exactly used the word fantasy. After this word was said, one of the chemists told Max, "Why don't you just call it Fantasy? That's a good name for it." Max Keith agreed and he put the name on his brand new soda. But after a while, he shortens it and makes it Fanta because it's more rememberable for the entire world. This soda immediately becomes popular in Germany, and since Coca-Cola wasn't around, Fanta was the only famous drink they could buy. In the beginning of World War II, they would sell 3 cartons of Fanta, which was 24 packs per year. When we reached the end of World War II, meaning around 1944, the Allies are bombing Berlin and other cities heavily. And it's getting bombed in a way where all 43 factories that were creating Fanta was blown to bits. And the reason was that the Allies focused more on the industrial parts of Germany. They wanted to destroy those parts so nothing can be made. We get to January 1945. It's only a few months away from Berlin falling, and the German government is looking for people to blame on what went wrong. One of the people that they were trying to blame for the defeat was Max Keith, the guy running Coca-Cola and now Fanta. The reason was that he was in contact with the Americans, and that was a good excuse to throw him under the bus and put all the blame on him. They tell him to come to the People's Court of Berlin, and the judge that was going to prosecute him was a man named Roland Friesler. It's early in the morning and Max Keith is getting ready to go to court, but the Allies bomb Berlin, and one of the buildings that was hit is the People's Court in Berlin. And the prosecutor that was supposed to prosecute Max Keith was in the building, so he was killed instantly. It's interesting to know that Roland Friesler had plans to have Max Keith executed for this. After the bombing happens and Max Keith obviously doesn't go to court, he goes into hiding. He hides for 2 months, and now it's May 1945. So the Allies have taken over Berlin for over a month now, and Max has no idea. And then eventually the Americans find him in a factory and arrest him. When Max Keith gets arrested, Coca-Cola in America realizes that he has been arrested, and they immediately call the US government and they tell them that Max Keith is actually a hero. He made the American company Coca-Cola very famous in Germany, and he didn't even join the Nazi regime. And that is why not only did they release him, but they also gave him a few sodas to quench his thirst. But that was a joke. Since Max Keith was perfect for the job, they made him the president of Coca-Cola for the entire continent of Europe. He continued working for them for 10 years, but he was always thinking about his own soda, Fanta. So he resigns in 1955 to pursue his own soda. Max had tremendous experience from working for Coca-Cola for such a long time, and that is why in a short period of time, he made Fanta a huge hit around the world. If the People's Court in Berlin wasn't bombed that day, Max Keith would have been executed, and the Fanta brand would never come back. It's very interesting that on the same day he has court, this place was bombed, and the person that was supposed to prosecute him was killed that day inside the building too. In your opinion, was this luck or something else? Please let us know.